was talking about fleeing and eluding and the crazy stories that I've had over the years. Many years ago when I first started, I don't know, 10 years ago, I had a gentleman that was accused of fleeing and eluding. And this was a high-speed chase. I mean, there's a lot of people involved. I think there was even an airplane involved where they were tracking him. Maybe it was a helicopter, I don't know. But it was some sort of aviation. Anyway, the allegation is that, my client had, escaped from police during a high-speed pursuit at over 100 miles an hour. I think the officer said 120 miles an hour, some ridiculously high number. And what happened was at some point during the chase, allegedly, my client, the one who was allegedly driving, escaped and was able to get away from all these cops. And apparently there's about 3 or 4 cops and the helicopter, or whatever aviation. So he escaped, allegedly, because it wasn't my guy. Of course, it's never my guy. But they shortly thereafter found what they believed to be the car. So, apparently I think it was a black car. I don't know what it was. It was a black something, like a Nissan Maxima or something. So they found the car, and then close by to the car, they see this individual. So of course, they tackle him. Police like to practice their tackling skills. They never made the team in high school, so they're always trying to tackle my clients. Anyway, so they tackle the guy, they arrest him, and now, 6 months later, I'm taking a deposition, which is basically a sworn statement by police officers. And I'm looking at the police officer, I'm asking him questions. Okay, so it's your testimony that you were behind the black Maxima? Yes. You were driving at 100 miles an hour? Yes. You maintained a distance of 1 car length? Yes. You were behind that vehicle for approximately 3 to 5 minutes? Yes. So we're going random, right? During that time, you had the opportunity to make detailed mental notes of the vehicle? Yes. One of those notes were that you were able to acquire the license plate number? No. You didn't forward that to dispatch? No. You're saying that you were behind my client's vehicle going 120 for 3 to 5 minutes on a straightaway, and you never got his license plate number or her license plate number? No. At some point, he made a quick maneuver, spun his car around, went the opposite direction, and your car couldn't perform at the same level his car? Correct. He lost you? He did. And you did not have a visual on that vehicle for at least 15 minutes, correct? And while you were searching for that vehicle, you came across a shopping center, yes? And in that shopping center, you saw a car, yes? And you believe that car matched the description, yes? And you believed it to be the same car that you had just been chasing 15 minutes ago, yes? And you saw someone exiting that vehicle, yes? And you then exited your vehicle, yes? And then you went and apprehended him, yes? Apprehending is another word for we tackled them. Yes? Yes. Well, he probably didn't say that, guys, but anyway. So, now the individual that is tackled is ultimately my client. They search him, they search the car, they find weed, I don't know, they find a expired registration, whatever the usual other things. They found some drugs, indication of another crime. So, we're in there in the depot, and I'm just going, geez, am I missing something? He lost track of this guy for 15 minutes, and he just picks another black Maxima, and it's funny because my client at the time says, look, I'm going to the mall, and all of a sudden there's 3 cop cars come swarming in, they surround me, get your hands up, and I'm like, me? Because I'm going to the mall. And what happens next is his hands are up, and they tackle him. And they put his hands behind his back and nearly break his arm. And he's going, it wasn't me. What are you talking about? But they find weed, so now they have something else to charge him with. Anyway, I'm just sharing an old story. Ultimately, the case was dismissed because everyone realized that there was a huge problem with the police department losing contact and picking a black car with no other identifying marks. Like, they didn't say, oh, it had a sticker of the college that my client went to in the back window, or the sheriff's badge that was attached to the license plate. You know, all of these other factors that would be obviously very, it would be able to prove clearly that it was my client. If they would have said, yeah, well, he had a University of Miami windshield rear what am I trying to say? The rear window, that he had a sticker that said the University of Miami, or that on the actual plate there was something that indicated that he was a proud sponsor of the police department or the Fraternal Order of Police, or that the car had pinstriping, or that the car had a ding on the side of it. None of those things. So it worked out. But it's amazing how officers will just make an arrest, and the state attorney will just go rubber stamp, and they'll file it and go forward. So anyway, the good thing about the whole story is that the case ultimately went away. You know, we don't know. I don't know if it was my guy, not my guy. I don't know. My job is to Monday morning quarterback, find the mistakes and point them out and show the reasonable doubt. So that's what I did, I don't know, 10 years ago. Anyway, I'm talking about fleeing and eluding today. I'm attorney Roger P. Foley. You got questions, I got answers.